Welcome to the Yakima School District Recognition Ceremony. In case you didn't receive the word, there will be no business meeting this evening. We do not have a quorum due to illness and to people having work obligations that they could not be here today. So we will open this evening. Do we have translation this evening? Okay. So we do not have translation. I don't think we'll probably need it. But si necesita traducción, buena suerte. Okay, would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? And next we will have the Yakima Land Acknowledgement.
Las escuelas del Distrito Escolar de Yakima descansan en las tierras ancestrales de las 14 tribus y bandas confederadas de la nación Yakima.
The people of the Yakima Nation inhabited more than 12 million acres.
La gente de la nación Yakima habitó más de 10 billones de acres.
Across Adams, Benton, Chelan, Douglas, Franklin, Grant, Kittitas, Klickitat, and Yakima counties.
En los condados de Adams, Benton, Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Franklin, Kittitas, Klickitat, y Yakima.
Today we honor those native peoples who are tied to the land through history, legends, and culture.
Hoy honramos a estos pueblos originales que están vinculados en la tierra a través de historias, leyendas y culturas.
We acknowledge our descendants who live in the world today.
Reconocemos a sus descendientes que viven en el mundo de hoy.
We thank the caretakers of this land who have lived here and continue to live here since time immemorial.
Agradezcamos a los guardianes de la tierra, quienes han vivido aquí y continúan viviendo aquí, desde tiempos inmemoriales.
An acknowledgement is a simple, powerful way to show respect.
Un reconocimiento es una manera simple y poderosa de mostrar respeto.
And a step toward correcting the stories and practices that erase indigenous peoples' history and culture.
Y un paso hacia la corrección de las historias y prácticas que borran la historia y la cultura de los pueblos indígenas.
It also honors the truth.
También honra la verdad.
As a school district, we will continue to build upon our relations with the Yakima Nation.
Como distrito escolar, continuaremos fortaleciendo nuestras relaciones con la nación Yakima.
Next up, it's a more serious moment. We lost 3 members of the Yakima School District family in the last couple of weeks. Roger Farnham was a longtime teacher at Davis High School. Carol Ann Ross worked for a number of years in the district after previous careers elsewhere. We also lost a student, Angelica Marie Santos, who was a student at Yakima Online. So please join me in a moment of silence to honor the memories of those people. Thank you. Thank you. And next up, we have a number of recognitions that we'll be doing this evening. And we'll start with Excellence in Education Awards. And there was a special ceremony last week for these awards where all the nominees and all the recipients were honored. Tonight we'll be honoring the top recipients of those awards. So the Excellence in Education Award. This year, the Yakima School District joined forces with the Yakima Schools Foundation, the Crystal Apple Committee, and other community partners to bring you the Excellence in Education Awards. The Board of Directors is proud to recognize the recipients of the Excellence in Education Award. First, we'll do Crystal Apple Award recipients. This award honors the certified educator. This award honors the certified educator profession by awarding individuals who positively impact the lives and futures of their students. The goals of the Crystal Apple Awards are to reward excellence in education in the Yakima Public Schools, encourage creative and quality instruction, encourage the development of a positive learning environment, encourage excellent educators to remain in education as a career, provide an incentive for individual initiative on the part of educators, and contribute in a substantive way to improvement of education in the Yakima School District. So as I read your name, please come forward and we'll have a certificate for some of you. There'll be plaques for other awards later on. So our folks here will hand you the appropriate piece of recognition. So first up we have in the Crystal Apple Award is John Solar, Assistant Principal at Discovery Early Learning. Next up, we have Nicole Roberts, Kindergarten and Behavioral Specialist at Whitney Elementary School. Then we have Nicole Mills, Child Development, Child Care Lab, IB Food Science at Davis High School. Next up, we have Lacey Temple, 4th and 5th grade teacher at Garfield Elementary. Then we have Jeffrey McFadden, 7th and 8th grade career and technical education at Franklin Middle School. And last but not least, Brian Beck, 9th to 12th grade band, jazz band, and percussion ensemble at Davis High School. The next category in Excellence in Education Awards are the Shining Star Awards. The purpose of this award is to recognize the outstanding achievements of Yakima Public Schools classified employees. It honors those employees who consistently demonstrate outstanding work performance, exemplary leadership, collaboration, and dedication to the district and its mission every day. First, we have Ana Villaseñor, Language Access Supervisor at Communications. Barb Fiscus, Administrative Assistant at Central Services. Julie Lantis, Leadership and Accountability Program Coordinator at Teaching and Learning. Danielle Woodcock, Paraeducator at Discovery Early Learning. Chelsea Beeman, Paraeducator at Franklin Middle School. And finally, Whitney McCullough, Paraeducator at Nob Hill Elementary School.
Next, we're recognizing the Yakima Schools Foundation Champion of Youth Award recipients. The purpose of this, I really need better glasses. The purpose of this award is to recognize a community member who impacts the lives of our students and empowers them to achieve academic and personal success. Nominees are seen as outstanding community members dedicated to strengthening public education, creating equity, and empowering students. They are committed to seeking ways to enhance student learning to ensure a brighter tomorrow. I'd like to recognize Christina Carlson, who is a retired Yakima School District employee and community member. I think that's all.
Next up, we will be honoring retirees from the Yakima School District. First up, we have Kathy Smith. Thirty-six years ago.
Okay.
36 years ago, Kathy had the opportunity to volunteer in her son's kindergarten class with her first mentor, Linda Crossland. As she watched her work with the kids, she knew that was what she wanted to do, be a teacher. It took her several years to transition, and she returned to school, a mother with 2 young children, working and attending classes. In 1997, Kathy was hired to teach 5th grade half-time at MLK Elementary in the Magnet program. It was a stretch for her, as she always thought she would teach kinder, but the job turned out to be just the right thing. Kathy taught at MLK Elementary for 3 years. During her 3rd year there, she was hired to be one of the 6 teachers to work on the opening of what was to become the Discovery Lab School, a career move that turned out to be the place she would call home for the next 25 years. The school, teachers, mentors, families, and colleagues would be where she dedicated her time and expertise. She returned to school and acquired her master's degree from Heritage College. She believes that Discovery Lab made a positive impact on this community, that it helped support and grow generations of competent, passionate, and intelligent individuals, and she is proud to have been a part of that. Her heart is still broken for the loss of such a unique and needed piece of the Yakima School District. Kathy will retire after 30 years of service to the Yakima School District. Thank you, Kathy. Michelle Montgomery. Oh.
Now we'll actually move to the beginning of the alphabet. You know, you have to teach us twice in order for us to know. We are pleased to be able to honor both certificated and classified retirees in this celebration. The first person on the list is Lori Anderson. Lori ended her career at Franklin Middle School as a math teacher. She worked for the Yakima School District for 17 years, from August of 2007 to August of 2024. Lori Anderson. Sherry Anderson. Sherry ended her career at Franklin Middle School as a principal. She worked for the Yakima School District for 10 years, from July of 2014 to June of 2024. Sherry Anderson. Nyla Bivens, sorry. She ended her career at Washington Middle School as a cook. She worked for the Yakima School District for 5 years, from August 2018 to December 2023. Nyla Bivens. Jeffrey Chapman. Jeffrey began his career in 1986 as a substitute teacher in the Yakima School District, as well as an assistant band director at Eisenhower High School. In 1987, he taught classroom math at Jefferson and Hoover Elementaries and music appreciation at Lewis and Clark. Congratulations. Thank you for all you've done. At Lewis and Clark and Washington Middle Schools. In 1988, he moved to the Mapton School District and taught music at Arts Fox Elementary School. In 1990, he returned to the Yakima School District and taught band, choir, orchestra, and PE at Washington Middle School. Mr. Chapman moved to Franklin Middle School in 1993 and taught band, choir, PE, computers, and U.S. history during his tenure there. During this time, he was also an adjunct professor at Yakima Valley Community College, teaching music history and applied trombone. In 2014, Mr. Chapman began teaching music at Gilbert Elementary, where he currently teaches. Over 38 years of service in public education, Mr. Chapman will retire with 34 of those spent in the Yakima School District. Jeffrey Chapman. Ann Chapman. Ann is a native of Iowa and graduated with a degree in K-12 music education from Graceland University in, thank you. There are way too many humps and circles in this name. Congratulations, Ann. Lamoni, Iowa, in 1984. She moved to Washington with her husband, Jeff, and began her teaching career in the Yakima School District in 1986, teaching K-5 elementary music at Castlevale and Jefferson Elementaries. These schools were closed 2 years later. Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary was built at the site of the Ruth Childs Elementary in 1988. Ann has been the K-5 music specialist at Martin Luther King Jr. for 36 years and will retire with 38 years teaching, all in the Yakima School District. Ann Chapman. Laura Congleton. Laura assumed the role of medical science nursing instructor at YV Tech in the fall of 1997. Since then, the program has flourished, expanding to include 2 instructors and growing from 40 students to 100 students, with placements at 5 clinical sites. Many graduates of the YV Tech Nursing Assistant Certified Program, of which my son was one, are now employed as healthcare professionals in our community. After 27 years as the NAC Program Director for the Yakima School District, Laura is retiring this year. Laura Congleton. Mary Cook. Mary embarked on her educational career as a paraeducator at St. Paul's Cathedral School, simultaneously teaching preschool while pursuing her teaching degree. Her entire 12 years with the Yakima School District have been at Barge Lincoln. Initially teaching 4th grade for several years, she transitioned to 5th grade, where she has remained for the next 6 years. Where she remained for the past 6 years. She will retire with over 24 years in education, 12 of them with the Yakima School District. Mary Cook. Barbara Dawson. Barbara ended her career at YV Tech as a CTE teacher, nursing instructor. She worked for the Yakima School District for 14 years, from August 2010 to August 2024. Barbara Dawson. Linda Favilla. She ended her career at Adams Elementary as a cook. She worked for the Yakima School District for 12 years, from September 2012 to February 2024. Linda Favilla. Raul Hernandez. Raul Hernandez graduated from the University of Washington in 1984. That fall, he was hired as a migrant teacher in the North Franklin School District, where he taught ESL classes in Connell and Basin City. The following year, he transitioned to become the migrant ESL teacher at Robert Olds Middle School. Raul then relocated to Yakima. And he takes instruction too. That's very nice. Where was it? He relocated to Yakima, where he began his journey as a second grade teacher at Ruth Childs Elementary. He moved between various positions, including stints at McKinley and McClure Elementaries, before finding his place at the Discovery Lab School. The summer prior to starting at Discovery, he was offered a Fulbright scholarship to Chile. Raul dedicated over 20 years to teaching at Discovery, and in his final 2 years, he served as the STEAM teacher at Adams Elementary. He will retire after 38 years with the Yakima School District. Raul Hernandez. I forgot somebody. James Henson. James ended his career as a cook and bus driver. He worked for the Yakima School District for 13 years, from August 2011 to April 2024. James Henson. Marilyn Janot Hinson, thank you. Marilyn ended her career at Eisenhower High School as a CTE teacher in business market and as a business marketing instructor. She worked for the Yakima School District for 13 years, from August 2011 to August 2024. Marilyn Janot Hinson. Dorothy Howley. Dorothy ended her career in the special education department as a sped TOSA. She worked for the Yakima School District for 23 years, from September 2001 to April 2024. Dorothy Howley. Andrea Herson. Andrea ended her career in special education as a school psychologist. She worked for the Yakima School District for 9 years, from August 2015 to August 2024. Andrea Herson. Eliseo? I'm sorry. Eliseo Juarez. My apologies. Eliseo ended his career at Davis High School as a grad point teacher. He worked for the Yakima School District for 18 years, from August 2006 to August 2024. Eliseo Juarez. Christina Klingel. I'm having a tough time tonight. Christina ended her career at Davis High School as a self-contained paraeducator. She worked for the Yakima School District for 24 years, from November 2000 to June 2024. Christina Klingel. Marie Kohler. Marie ended her career at Lewis and Clark High School as a Read 180 teacher. She worked for the Yakima School District for 9 years, from August 2015 to April 2024. Marie Kohler. Lori Labarge. Lori was initially hired as a substitute paraeducator and fulfilled this role for 5 years within the Yakima School District's elementary schools. Congratulations, Lori. In 2007, she was hired for the position of autism room paraeducator at Gilbert Elementary. Following this, she transferred to roles in second and third grades at Gilbert Elementary. For the past 10 years, she has been dedicated to a reading intervention paraeducator. She will retire after 10 years of service to the Yakima School District. Lori Labarge. Teresa Lambert. Teresa was initially hired in 1985 as a reading teacher in North Carolina. After a few years, she took a break from teaching to start a family. Congratulations. When her boys began school, she chose to return as a substitute and worked at almost all the elementary schools, filling in for teachers on leave. Eventually, in September 2014, she was hired at McKinley Elementary as a reading interventionist, where she dedicated 10 years of her career. She found immense joy in teaching and witnessing her students' reading skills flourish. When you genuinely enjoy what you do, it never feels like work. She will retire after 10 years of service in the Yakima School District. Teresa Lambert. Tina Marie Stoffaker Lasha. Sorry. Tina Marie is a product of the Yakima School District and a proud graduate of Eisenhower's bicentennial class of 1976. She worked 30-plus years as a self-employed commercial window and sign artist, muralist, and faux painter. After years of also teaching art in community settings, she returned to college in 2013 and currently received her AA from YV Community College and a BA from Heritage in 2015. In 2015, she opened a third grade classroom at Gilbert Elementary, and she then joined Sela School District Home Link program. In 2016, she returned to her alma mater, Wilson Middle School, this time as a teacher, and fulfilled her dream of teaching art. During her time at the Yakima School District, she encouraged hundreds of students as they explored and found success as artists. She played a key role in melding the Middle School Art Teachers PLC, advocating for understanding art's importance and support of the arts. She has been active in the Washington Art Education Association, served as liaison to host a summer retreat at Mighty Tieton, and presented a workshop at the 2023 state conference. Throughout her life's journey, Ms. Lasha has drawn from the words found in Joshua 1:9. Be strong and of good courage. Do not be afraid. Do not be my apologies. Let me start that over again. Be strong and of good courage. Do not be afraid. nor be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Retirement is sweet, but as Ms. Lasha possesses the creative thinking skills she tries to enthusiastically impart to her students, her art and teaching will continue. She hopes her joy of art will forever inspire others. She worked for the Yakima School District for 34 years. Tina Marie Stoffaker Lasha. What? This says 34. I'm sorry. Pamela Lester. Pamela ended her career at McKinley Elementary as a paraeducator. She worked for the Yakima School District for 34 years, from September 1990 to June 2024. Pamela Lester. And the last name that I will torture tonight, Kathleen McGee. Kathleen ended her career in the special education department as a speech language pathologist. She worked for the Yakima School District for 28 years, from September 1996 to August 2024. Kathleen McGee.
Next up, we have Michelle Montgomery. She ended her career with Special Education Services as a psychologist. She worked for Yakima School District for 9 years, from August 26, 2015 to August 31st, 2024. Carrie Nelson. She ended her career at the Innovation Center as a data specialist. She worked for Yakima School District for 34 years, from August of 2010 to April of 2024. Matthew Norling. Matthew is concluding a 35-year career as a teacher, culminating in an 8-year tenure teaching history at Davis High School. Prior to his time at Davis, Matt taught for 25 years at West Valley Junior High. Throughout his career, Matt taught multiple subjects to grades 7 through 12, including history, English, journalism, and yearbook. He served as the ASB/athletic director at West Valley Junior High for 5 years and held the position of regional coordinator for Central Washington History Day for many years. He received the West Valley Junior High Golden Apple for Teacher of the Year, the West Valley Award for Teacher of the Semester, and the Teacher Mentor Award, sponsored by History Link, for his work with National History Day. Alongside teaching, Matt has coached numerous young athletes in basketball, baseball, softball, and most recently golf, where he currently serves as the boys golf coach at Davis. He will retire after 8 years of service to the Yakima School District. Deb Ogura. She began her career at McKinley Elementary as a long-term substitute in first grade. Following that year, she transitioned to Nob Hill, where she served as a long-term substitute for kindergarten for 1 year. Subsequently, due to a hiring freeze at the Yakima School District, I was contracted at Hoover as a special support kindergarten teacher, all while pursuing my master's degree in special education. For the past 30 years, I have remained at Hoover, dividing my time between first and fourth grades. It has been a joy to serve the children of Yakima for 32 years. Irma Oseguera. She ended her career at McClure Elementary as a second grade teacher. She worked for Yakima School District for 34 years, from December of 1990 through June of 2024. Cynthia J. Patchke. Cynthia G. Patchke. Cynthia started her career as a deaf education teacher in Texas after her graduation from TCU in 1982. She attended Gallaudet University in Washington, D.C. for her master's in linguistics and was then employed as the coordinator of the newly opened English Language Institute of Gallaudet University, attended by international deaf students from around the world. In 1990 to 92, she attended the University of Chicago's linguistics program for further graduate studies, and then became the lab manager of the American Sign Language Linguistics Laboratory at Purdue University. In 1995, she moved to Japan to work at Chukyo University in Nagoya, where she had a career in linguistics, researching bilingual children's language acquisition. Returning to the field of deaf education in 2010, Cynthia is now concluding her tenure of 15 years of service within the Yakima School District. Shirley Pechtel. She ended her career at Central Services as a secretary in the athletics department. Shirley worked for Yakima School District for 19 years, from November of 2004 through December of 2020. Margarita Reyna. She received her teaching degree. Margarita received her teaching degree through the Futures program offered by the Yakima School District. She was selected for the program while working as a guidance specialist at Davis High School. Margarita began her teaching career on January 11, 1989. Her first teaching assignment was teaching four-year-old students in the Early Learners Language Acquisition Program at McClure. After approximately 2 to 3 years with the younger students, she transitioned to kindergarten when the ELLA program concluded. She taught kindergarten for about 10 years before advancing to dual language first grade, continuing with her kindergarten class. She will conclude her career as a first grade dual language teacher. Throughout her teaching journey, she has remained at McClure Elementary, working under the leadership of Mr. Carmichael, Mrs. Lavis, and Mrs. Lee as principals. She expresses gratitude for the opportunity to shape children's lives for future success and for the guidance of exceptional role models. Margarita will retire on June 30th with 35 years of service. Yay. Michael Ryan. Michael is from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Michael's journey began with a challenging upbringing, during which he found himself leading a street gang. However, at the age of 18, he underwent a profound life-changing experience that redirected his path towards a seminary and eventually brought him to Yakima to work with street kids. His academic pursuits led him to earn a master's degree in counseling psychology, along with certifications as a chemical dependency counselor through the Washington Indian Certification Board and as a child mental health specialist. Additionally, Michael holds licenses as a mental health counselor at both the state and national levels, and he is certified as a school counselor in Washington State. His professional career has been diverse, starting as a therapist and program supervisor at Farm Workers Clinic. He later assumed the role of clinical director for a youth drug and alcohol program and served as a consultant to various Yakima Valley school districts as a student assistance program provider, including the Yakima School District. Alongside those roles, Michael serves as a firefighter mental health support counselor with the West Valley Fire District. Throughout his over 30 years in education, his journey has taken him through several school districts, including Wapato, East Valley, Granger, and finally landing in the Yakima School District, where he currently serves as a counselor at Gilbert Elementary. In total, Michael has dedicated 25 years of service to the Yakima School District. Randall Rice. He began his journey with the Yakima School District as a building substitute for Wilson Middle School in the 1992-93 school year, concurrently serving as a coach. In 1993, Randall was hired as a full-time special education teacher. Randy dedicated 4 years to teaching special education at Wilson before transitioning to a science position, which he taught for 27 years. This past year marked Randy's final year at Wilson, during which he assumed the role of behavior specialist. In total, he dedicated over 31 years of service to Wilson Middle School and the Yakima School District. Debbie Roberts. Debbie was hired as an assistant cook at Eisenhower in February 2014. In June of that year, she discovered that with her 8A degree, she could work as a paraeducator. She decided to begin substituting throughout the district and eventually applied for open positions within. In 2015, she successfully applied for a one-on-one position at Whitney Elementary, where she remained until 2019. Following that, she transferred to Adams Elementary in the same capacity, staying until 2021. Subsequently, Debbie joined Garfield Elementary as a LAP paraeducator. Throughout these years, she has thoroughly enjoyed working with children. She is retiring with 9 years of service to the Yakima School District. Charlene Scott. Charlene Scott obtained her Bachelor of Arts from the University of Washington in 1984, majoring in communications and history. Continuing her education at Heritage University, she earned her master's in teaching in 2003. Over nearly 19 years, she has dedicated her career to education within the Yakima School District. Beginning as a teacher librarian, she transitioned to teaching first and second grades at Gilbert Elementary School. Charlene has achieved national board certification twice in early childhood education and has a special passion for teaching language arts to young children. She is retiring with 21 years of service to the Yakima School District. Xochitl Stevens. She ended her career at Barge Elementary as a cook. She worked for Yakima School District for 12 years, from August of 2011 through December of 2023. Erin Wilson. Erin ended her career at Stanton as a school counselor. She worked for Yakima School District for 3 years, from August of 2021 through August of 2024. And it doesn't say it here, but she worked a number of years as a counselor in the Sela School District. Steve Wright. He ended his career at Garfield Elementary as a custodian. He worked for Yakima School District for 18 years, from January of 2005 through November of 2023. And that concludes the reading of this year's retirees.
We've done the math, though. Not in our heads. We relied on a calculator or Excel, one of the two. The total number of years of service of the retirees that we are recognizing this evening, 756 years. Congratulations to all of you.
And thank all of you for coming this evening and helping us recognize these retirees. It's a real privilege to be here and honor them and see the faces. And some of you are folks that I remember when you came into the district. So it's nice to see you have completed that cycle. So again, thanks for coming, and this meeting is adjourned.